Wouldn't you be able to turn on the computer?
No, I just needed to go ahead and go live so it won't shut us, so it won't cut off the live stream. Good afternoon. This is Life Circle Poets Poetry Sundays, and you are tuning in at the beginning of our broadcast. We have my Yaya Nature and Bob One God Bedan online right now. Bob is getting ready to get situated so he can give us some fire. And I have someone else in the studio. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, it looks like Bob's feed may have frozen up. Yaya, are you still there with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. You were sitting so still. It looked almost like you weren't there. Okay. So Bob's feed has frozen up on us, but hopefully he will be back momentarily. And there is somebody else in the room. I'm not sure who the person is, but I'm going to see if I can send them a message because it's not a name that I recognize. But in the meantime, Mama Yaya, how are you?
I am good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You look beautiful as usual.
Thank you.
Thank you. And your energy is so calming. It always is. Your energy is always so level and grounding and peaceful. I love you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For our viewers, my name is Kim McCrae, Kim Gabalt to some. My poetry name is Redefining Freedom. And I am, for the moment, I am going to be your host for this Sunday's Life Circle Poets Poetry Sundays. Hopefully our host Melanin will be able to join us. But in the meantime, we have Mama Yaya online, and we've got some other people who, okay, yes, okay. So we've got some other people who hopefully will be tuning in. And give me 1 second to send this message. I'm sorry, this is a little all over the place at the moment. Mama Yaya, can you give us a poem to open us up? It's appropriate anyway. You're an elder and you are one of our featured performers. Please give us a poem to open us up for the day.
No.
Yes. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, I am ready.
You're ready? Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. This poem is called Crush the Information Force. Look out, it's the information force. It's my Black brothers and sisters in the information force, spreading the vibes of the slave master among us, just like inflammation in sores. It just keep on spreading, spreading, spreading. If it don't stop, it's an information force. If we are free, isn't that a force? Free up, Black brothers and sisters, with a right to live without being forced. Drop dead the information force. Black ones, be tired to be a slave over a slave. Terrible disease. That's the information force. Its master is a you. Make we come together. Check it out, Black ones. Be ashamed to harass your color for it. Did you get that last part?
I did not. Give us the last line one more time. It broke up just as you were getting there.
Okay, say free up, Black brothers and sisters, with a right to live without being forced. Drop dead the information force. Black ones, be tired to be a slave over a slave. For that no free, we no free. It's a disease. It's a disease. That's the information force. Its master is a user. Make we come together. Check it out, Black ones. Be ashamed to harass your color for just an information force.
Wow. Okay, Mama Yaya. This is a little different vibe than the poem that you gave us the last time. I'm kind of intrigued. Okay, thank you so much. So
You're welcome.
tell me a little bit about what inspired that part. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, so that could be any number of things that inspired that poem. Tell me a little bit about what inspired.
Exactly. You see, I just say so much things is going around in the world right now. It is like an in thing, you know, where the information for us, you know, as a protection, it is there for us to use us. Even those who work within it is not comfortable within it, you know? So now one, what is the information force? And its master is a user to make we come together. So, you know, black people came to harass their color for just an information force.
Oh, blessings, blessings. Thank you, my friend.
That's it.
Okay, so that's definitely truth. That's definitely truth and wisdom. We need to be wise about the ways that we information that we have and the ways that we interact with each other, right?
True, true.
So what are some things that some words that come to mind when you think about freedom? Because I heard you the poem, that's not freedom. We're not free. What are some words when you think of freedom? What are some words that come to mind for you?
First thing, the word freedom. I don't feel is our word. I don't feel that word within it.
Your internet keeps going in and out. Repeat what you just said.
I am saying the word freedom. I don't think that word was made as a help to us. I think that word was made to keep us down.
Okay.
When I look into it, earth was created in sound for us to communicate. And when we look again, the only place where me could I say freedom makes sense is in a cemetery.
Wow. Okay, great. That's
again, I see how we've been crying for this word, using this word, crying out as if we're looking some help from it. And all the whole world is in chaos, hurt, bondage, you know? Me not see where it helping us. So, Missy say it no make sense to be free and dumb. It makes sense for us to be free up, to be asking for free rights, free love, free liberty, you know, free unity. The word freedom, since me can't see in nowhere where earth really comprehend it. Because earth creating sound for us to communicate. I don't think we should be using that word. I feel the word is holding us down.
Okay, so is it the word that's holding us down, or is it the definition that we have of the word that's holding us down? What do you think?
Words on a pause.
We're just tuning in. We're talking about the word freedom. I put a quote from Mama Yaya there on the screen. The only place the word freedom makes sense in today's world is in the cemetery. So we're talking about the word freedom and whether or not it's actually a thing that we can aspire to, whether or not it's helpful to us. So Mama Yaya, is it the word freedom or is it the way that
the word sound, they have taught us that we were taught that word sound has power. And by using a sound over and over and over again, it's like it take on to itself a form it almost, because we are look towards the sound to be a sound that free us up, give us some rights, give us some justice.
Okay. Okay.
That is not, that is coming from the sound. Because the same time we are crying for them, hang us, them drown us, them shoot us, them penalize us, everything. And at the same time we are crying for freedom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want your internet to act right. Your internet cut out just then. You said.
I just realized it. We are taught that word sound is power.
Yes.
Word sound are also symbols.
Mm-hmm.
And symbols have numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you should really know the right number for a sound, you can know if the sound will be a sound that have a high energy or a low energy.
So you're talking about vibrations and the ways that actually
energy.
shape. Yes. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is good. Okay. Talk some more about that. So the word freedom, you're saying, doesn't vibrate on a high enough energy for us to actually be able to connect with it and become free.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. And is there a word that you think would be more liberating for us? Or is there a phrase that you think would be more liberating for us?
Well, if we start ask for free rights, then we mind will also look towards free rights. It will also generate what is free rights. We want free liberty. We want to be free of free sound. You know? I think when you make your word fit your needs, it makes more sense. Because if you ask for something and asking for that thing, remember say, you know, even the sound, the word is words are the same word spell sword.
Yes.
So if you ask for something and it now fit your needs, if you're asking for something and it not fitting your needs, I don't think we should really rely on that word.
Ah, Mama Yaya.
In this time,
good.
We word someone needs.
Okay, so this is good. All right. So you said if you're asking for something and it's not fitting your needs, maybe you don't need to be asking for that. Is that right? Mama Yaya.
Yes, I keep cut off.
Yes, it keeps acting up, but it's okay because I understand why. You've got a powerful message you're trying to get across today, and it's okay because we're going to keep pushing through until you're able to deliver what you're trying to deliver. So I'm getting ready to post this other comment that you're asking for something and it's not fitting your needs, that maybe you need to stop asking.
That word, yes.
Yes. So what do you think a better word would be than freedom? What word do you think would...
Free rights, free.
Are you back, Mama? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I realize.
You said free rights.
And free up.
Free up, yes. Okay. Yeah. So good. This is so good. And you know, I never thought about that before, but it's true. If you're asking for something for you, then maybe we need to change what we're asking, or maybe we need to stop asking permission so that we know aren't going to give it to us. Does that make sense?
I agree.
I don't know. We keep asking permission to be free from people that made the decision to enslave us in the first place. and to put us in bondage in the first place. So the reality of them ever genuinely granting this freedom that we're asking for is not really real, right?
It's not real, sis. It's not working.
Ooh, you opened up a whole big old can of worms today. This is good.
It's not working. I wish my earth people, my earth family will stop using that word. It's not working.
So free up or free sound, free up. Yes. Okay. So how do you teach the children this? Because for generations, we've been teaching the children to seek for and ask for freedom. So how do we teach the children this new way of thinking and this a better way of thinking? Someone just posted, Christine is in the room. She said, if you keep people for permission, people will begin to believe that they can actually give it to you. If you keep asking people for permission, people will begin to believe they can actually give it to you. Yes, that's true. So we kind of give our power over when we're asking people for permission to be human, to be, this is true.
It's
But
like,
have you been listening in on this conversation?
I've been running all over the place trying to get. I'm getting my Teddy Riley on.
Oh, okay. Okay, get your Teddy. No. We want you to get your baby face on, not Teddy Riley. Get your baby.
No, I'm talking about as far as like technology. I was doing the whole Teddy Riley thing. you get a lot of people that are listening got it.
Got it. Okay, because we're having conversation. Mama has opened up a
blessings, goddess. Yes, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I want to say blessings to the goddess because I didn't get to say hi to her and greetings.
Greetings to you.
Blessings.
Amazing. I'm so honored that both of you have agreed to be on the show and on the show at the same time. This is fantastic. So she brought a whole topic. Her poem was about concepts of freedom. And she said that the word freedom doesn't vibrate on a high enough frequency that it's actually effective for us. So there needs to be, if you're asking for something and it's not fitting your needs, then maybe you need to stop using that word. That I put the quote on the screen. That's Mama Yaya's quote from a minute ago. What are some of your thoughts on this? Because I know you're all about vibrations and frequency.
Yes, I think because I'm very big on words, and I think it has been bastardized by the colonizers because they're always saying we're going to get our freedom. You know, America always talks about getting our freedom, you know, but they're not talking about freedom of Africans. They talk about the freedom for them to do what they can. So it's such bad energy that went into, you understand? You know, 'cause I believe that, you know, I was never a slave. My people were never slaves. They were captives. You know what I mean? And I try to change that term as well. You know, because a lot of people say, you know, we're free slaves. I think that's an oxymoron because how can you say somebody's free and they're a slave at the same time? You know? Yeah, I agree with you. I think the word has, but we can make it. I think we make it powerful. You understand what I mean? I think it all depends on whose mouth it's coming from. A good song can come from the mouth of Bob Marley, and that same song can be sung by somebody who just sounds very awful.
And it can completely corrupt it and the vibrate because of the energy that's used when the song or the word or the poem or the phrases are put out into the world. That energy and that frequency is what changes how it affects the space that it's in. So that's because I've heard some Bob Marley songs and I was like, that ain't Bob Marley. I was like, those are Bob Marley's words, but that ain't Bob Marley, you know. So
yes. We talk about that in the poetry community as well. Well, I do anyway, because you have a lot of poets that have the right words. They have the right play of words. They know how to play with the words, make them do tricks, gymnastics, disappear out mid-air, you know. but it's for some reason you're like, that poem just doesn't sound like they really believe what they're saying. You know,
Yeah, or you don't feel it. You don't.
Yeah, I just feel like the spirit of the poem is gone because they're so focused on performance. You know, they're so focused on performance and not messing up with a word, and it takes away from the poem. I remember Nikki Giovanni, and I know I'm going a little out of the way with this, but Nikki Giovanni.
No, go everywhere. We go everywhere up on here. Go everywhere.
Okay, I heard Nikki Giovanni at a lecture at a lecture here in Connecticut. She said, I just wish my students would make a mistake. You understand? She said, I just wish they would make a mistake. Because I feel like poetry is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be cute. You know, it's not meant to be commercial. You know, I think it's meant to be truthful. You understand what I mean?
And so that opens up a whole other can of worms. So you just ventured into this whole other thing where we have this dialogue in the poetry community around whether or not it should be memorized or read off a paper, around and especially in the poetry community, where if you make a mistake, then it winds up taking away from the value of the points that you get for the delivery on stage because you possibly could go over time. I mean, just all of this stuff. So, because I know you engage in all of those worlds.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, first of all, the judge wasn't there when you wrote the poem. You know what I mean? The judges were not there when you wrote the poem. So if you mess up, it's fine. You know what I mean? I think I have this one poem I've been doing for years, and then after doing the poem, I'll be like, oh yeah, I had forgot to mention this, or I mentioned this backwards. You know what I mean? Because it's about the energy and the message that you're really trying to deliver sincerely. You know, you know, people are like, you know, there's some slams, you know, where. Because people don't understand the word slam actually means competition. That's basically what it means. You're reciting a poem and you're competing with other poets who are coming with these poems. The idea is not to be like them, but to be yourself and to be sincere and honest and tell the story. You know what I mean? I think now it's like, I think some judges are probably judging based on what a spoken word poem is supposed to sound like. So some judges are like, well, they didn't, you know, do that fake constipated crying thing in their poems. You know, when I feel like this, I'm like, you know, just be a little real. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay. You know what I mean? What I liked about Nina Simone, for example, she sang she had this song called "Here Comes the Sun, Little Darling." That's such a simple song. But you can feel so much out of it. You can feel it. You can feel that pain. You can feel that love. You can feel that aggravation. You can feel the appreciation of that word, freedom.
Yeah, Mama Yaya. So what are some of your thoughts on, because a lot of times in the poetry community, we have people that will come and they'll go to perform a poem, and when they start, either they're reading it or they're performing it from memory, and they'll mess up. And I don't know they messed up because I'm not looking, I don't know the poem. I don't know that they messed up. But when they mess up, or what they consider to be messing up, then they'll stop and they'll say, I'm sorry, and they'll want to start over again. Or what are you, I mean, is there room to mess up in poetry when you're presenting it to the rest of the world? What do you think?
Well, as you say, you just say, you don't know them mess up.
Right.
The one that
yes, right.
say they mess up. So I guess if they even, it is just natural for something like that to happen. So if you make a mistake, you don't have to make a one know you make that mistake. The most, as long as you can fit in back and make what you're saying make sense. You don't have to make a one know that you made a mistake. That is how I see.
But it wasn't a mistake, though. It was meant for that time, for that moment.
That's it. That's the whole thing that I think we struggle with, is this idea of perfection. Like Nikki Giovanni said, I wish my students would mess up. You know, so everybody wants to be perfect. We all
that is it.
Yeah, we all strive to present this polished image to the rest of the world.
They want to be polished.
It's okay to be who you are. I think it's okay to be who you are.
It's okay because we all have imperfections.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. So if my poem comes out sounding like a mess, it's because that's what the heck I am right that moment. You understand? I mean, you know, so I think that's okay. But is there really permission in this world that requires perfection of us? And there are some very real consequences to showing this faulty side of ourselves to the rest of the world. So are we really safe? And for lack of a better word, I'm going to use the word safe. Are we really safe when we're that vulnerable, when we're on stage or when we're addressing other people? Are we really safe in being that vulnerable?
I wonder what it would be like if God, during the fall, just went and picked up all the leaves and put them back on the tree. You understand? You know, I wonder what would that be like. You know,
it would be such a pretty stench because they would be dead leaves just looking all pretty on it.
You know, maybe God will just spray paint them green and, you know, make them. We're not, you know, because we live in a world of imperfection, and our poems have to fit in this world of imperfection. My poems are very imperfect. They were meant for the imperfect human being. You know, I'm not writing it for the billionaires and the trillionaires. I'm writing it for, you know, for the young ladies who are coming into these poetry venues and you don't know what they went through. You know, they don't know why they came to that space. You know, they probably were violated, you know, as a child. They probably were violated by somebody out in the street, you know. You know, or they probably don't even have the words to express what they want to say. And they come to a poetry venue and they're like, oh, that's it. I'm going to write a piece when I get home. I didn't know it was okay for you to be imperfect. I didn't know it was okay to make a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mama Yaya, you look like you wanted to say something.
Make a mistake, you know.
Yeah.
How would you balance the perfectness? Because whenever I make a mistake, I would say to myself then, well, I see the negative to enhance the positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me not feel no way to see the negative, because if me never see the negative, I would know the reason or to the use to enhance the positive.
That's a good point, because if it's all perfect, then it looks like this. Right?
Exactly. So you keep yourself, you just, you know, you see to balance. It's a balance.
Yeah.
It's just that
I agree with that.
That's good. That's good.
It's just which one you're really going to use, because there's no sin to see the negative. It helps you to use the positive.
All of that is so true. Oh, that's so good. This is such a good conversation. Okay, so first of all, let me apologize to my viewing audience. I completely broke protocol. You don't even know who these people are.
They are awesome people. I'm loving them. Hi, everybody.
But I'm saying, the audience doesn't know who you are. I didn't read your bios. I didn't give them any information about who you are. All they know is your names were on the flyer, and they chose to be able to talk poetry today. So I am going to read a little bit of each of your bios. Mama Yaya, I'm looking for yours now. I did receive it. I'm looking for it, but I've known for a while. We don't know each other like that, are familiar with each other through being in the same poetry community. We've shared space often in the poetry community in Connecticut and in New York. And Mama Yaya, I am just getting to know you, and I gotta tell you, I'm fascinated and I need to know more about you. Because you've got, so Bob, the other week she showed up and she did this nice soft poem for the children, and then she shows up this week about how freedom isn't free and how we need to use a different word. I was like, wait, okay. So
because we gotta think about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving the
liberation or emancipation.
So yeah, Mama Yaya, what do you think about those words? Because we only talked about the word freedom. What do you think about the word liberation or the word emancipation?
Well, it is a word that when we look into it, it shows that it has some space of necessity to us.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to watch now, is it forming an action? Mm-hmm. Are we really forming an action from it? The word liberation and the word, what the other word I want again?
Emancipation.
Emancipation, you see, you know, we have to see how the action of these words are working for us.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they are? Just your opinion. Do you think
they can just be an illusion to, you know, if you don't know what you're supposed to be getting from those words when you're using them? It can just be an illusion too.
Yeah, that's very true. And another thing that I promise y'all, I'm gonna get around to reading the bios, I promise you, but we're just kind of caught up in this moment. I want to go with the flow. So another thing that I find is these words that we use, oftentimes we use them in the context of I or self. And we don't think about how the way that we're using them in the context of me affects everybody else, because we're all connected. So we don't think about how when I say I need to be liberated and I do things in a certain way to get what I call liberation, how I might be I might be taking somebody else's liberation away, or I might be putting somebody else in bondage. I might be restricting somebody else's rights. I might be acting in privilege and costing somebody else something that they need for their liberation. I don't think we think enough about that. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be free, but at what cost?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you see, we really have to be careful, because as we know again, we don't all have a real tongue, and to take a person's language away from them is really a slavery situation. Take a one language. Your language is very important, because to see how language is important, when you look on how animals communicate. From birth, they understand. They never have to go read a book to know them language. From birth, them over them language from birth. Whatever it is, they over it. They didn't have to read. So we know, say, language is a naturality where if that get taken away from you, really a slavery situation you really find yourself in. And when you look and see, you have people that coin words, coiners of words. It's a science, right? And these said people that coin words, take for instance, we are saying English. English me know. Me no know no other language but English, right? But coming up in life and getting to overstand the self, inner self. I get to know my inner self now. And getting to know that what I have, all of it was being taught to me by someone else. I have somebody else's opinion. I have somebody else's thought, not my own, right? And when I get to realize when I start to realize my own thought of things and about things, when I get to start to know, say, the self within me is a higher power than even. So why my higher power couldn't guide me? Why me appear live off of somebody else's opinion and somebody else's thought? You know?
Yeah.
It made me feel like I'm less than what I am.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, I feel
these kinds of words that give us words. Don't they make mistakes too? Don't they make mistakes too?
I agree with you, trillion, billion %, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think in this world we have a lot of folk who go off of something that they heard, and it's very, very dangerous. You know, I mean, for example, Emmett Till was lynched because the whole community around that area felt that he did it because they said he did it, and then and then you had all these, and you had this whole crowd of people who were like, yes, he did it, yes, he did it. A white woman down there, yes, he did it. A white man down there, yes, he did it. That boy did it. That boy did it. And next thing you know, it's like tons of people are saying this guy did it, and the one person who stands up and say, I don't think he did it, then they're gonna look at that person and say, everybody else is saying he did it. It's obvious. So, you know, I think it's very dangerous not to have self-thinking. We live in a world where people who claim that they have self-thinking really don't have self-thinking. I feel like the people who claim to be woke, let me see, I'm trying to look for my camera. People who claim to be woke, I feel like these people who claim to be deep, I feel like they're just drowning. People who claim to be woke, they're just tired because they ain't got no sleep. They need to rest. You know what I mean? Because what they're doing is they're regurgitating somebody else's philosophy, right? They regurgitate that to the community. They don't even go and research. They don't go and try to find out, is this true? Who is this guy's background? Who wrote this book? What was the person, you know, what background did that person come from that wrote that book? They're gonna go because it sounds so good to them and so profound. They're gonna start a YouTube, right, and get all these followers. And then now it's hard for me, somebody like me, to say, well, this guy is, you know, he's not the real deal. You know, he's lying. But everybody done said that. Now you got a bunch of knuckleheads running around praising Trump. They're praising Trump. They're saying Trump is, and I don't mean to get on political, but
go there. You know, I told you we go everywhere on here. Go there.
It's like you have this guy who's very disrespectful to people, who's very racist. He's openly racist. He said the worst things, right? And then here you have a black man who was walking on eggshells in the White House. He was walking on eggshells. He tried to do everything right. He tried to satisfy everybody. And no matter how well that man did, because he was a black man, because he wasn't as privileged as this. And Trump is a perfect example of privileged. He's a perfect example of that. And our people are the worst because we're running around here and we're like, because it sounds deep, it's like Trump is trying to tell us something. Trump is trying to save our health care. Trump is trying to save is trying to tell us not to take the vaccine, which I don't believe in the vaccine, by the way. But they're trying to give him credit for that. And I feel like I'm going on a tangent, but what I'm saying is that we need people to become more self-thinkers in this world. We
That
need them
think
to
will
become
kill you.
self-thinkers. Think for yourself. Use common sense. Go and research it. Because now Trump is getting all the credit because of photo ops. They're saying, well, this man, what was it? Prison reform. Something Obama started years ago. Now he's getting credit for it because he's doing the photo op. And everybody's like, well, Obama gave us a prison reform. I mean, Trump gave us prison reform. I'm like, no, Obama did that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we shouldn't have to feel like we got to be Superman and Superwomen to get the same respect that they're getting.
We take this kind of behavior, my brother and sister, and hold back ourselves. Because, all right, for instance, I come up in life here. I come up in a Christian family. I grew up in a Christian family. Yes, I was saying I grew up in a Christian family. And I hear them singing a song saying, you don't know the song, but me I said, the song I say, like I say, in my heart, to bless a wretch like me. Oh Lord,
amazing grace.
Lord, my God. Something like that.
Amazing
bless
grace.
a wretch like me. What a terrible thing for you call yourself a wretch. No, this man will make this song must have seen himself to be a wretch because of what he has done to others. And he made that song for himself. It fit him.
Right.
And then a whole congregation come now singing this awful song and calling themselves a wretch.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
we need to question things.
Yeah, the understanding of words and the power of words is really important. And I'm so glad that you started off today bringing that into the conversation, because that is very important. And especially as poets, that's one thing with this platform that we have to be very aware and very responsible when we decide to, the words that we decide to use and the way we would decide to use them. We need to be very aware and very responsible because of the ways that it impacts the audience that we're speaking to, the ways it impacts the air that we're speaking into, the ways that it impacts the tomorrow that we're supposed to be building in what we're doing.
Even to know that we are in sister.
Exactly. So I just brought Melanin in. Melanin is I'm going to turn the show over to Melanin at the top of the hour so that he can take the second half of the show. Bob, we didn't get a poem out of you yet. So I'm going to read.
You want a poem? I'm ready. You want a poem?
I know you are. You're always ready. I know. I'm going to read a little bit of your bio so that the people can be prepared for the fire that you're about to deliver to us. So give me a second to pull it up. Bob One God Bidan is a Haitian African-American poet, performing artist, actor, playwright, and sometimes comedian. Founder and facilitator of Free to Spit, one of the top longest running open mics in New Haven, Connecticut. His career stems from working with Mary J. Blige, Busta Rhymes, Muta Baruka, Missy Elliott. He shared the stage with Avery Brooks at the Yale Repertory Theater and has traveled throughout the U.S. as a performance artist and poet, and is now international by way of the internet. Holla, holla. I'm going to put his contact information in the comments. He is on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Bob, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to put your contact information in the contact so that people can know where to find you.
Yes. Well, on Instagram, that O is actually a 0, just so they know.
Okay,
Okay, you
got
ready?
it. Mm-hmm.
Do I go now? Do I go now?
Yes.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
All right. Black like dark moons, shine on water converging into black lagoons, sweaty skin covers, brown mothers melt into molten statues. Standing altars, altered figures run for cover, chasing, trying to find her skin. Deemed a sin. Scarlet letters branded on bosoms like tabloid tattoos, construed logic, confessions to the Father, crucified, blood clots couldn't wash trauma. Secrets discreetly tucked in paper bags, recycled body parts, fetal death, fatal, Hail Mary, full of grace. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Mother of God. Fabric covered beauty, eyes unveiled naked truths. Masculine manifestos, torture feminine point of view censored. Undocumented scriptures scribed on her lips like the seventh seal. These women move in silence. Words shatter self esteem like stolen dreams in glass vessels, strangled, held in a thrust hold. Wounded wombs, rooms broken into, stolen Virgo virginity, misogyny laws, justice put on back burners. Carved souls, faith comes in double standards, egos needs let go, surrender is machismo. Arrogance manufactured religion only to convince her she was less than he, but he without she's incomplete. Lost thought, tried intangible without a sentence. The paragraph is only a run on oxymoron. Run, tell that. Hail Mary, mother of Jesus. Needle thorn, hail, O Mary Magdalene, Last Supper, hidden disciple, cipher her discipline. All hail beside the Messiah's feet where he stood, misinterpreted. Sorrow saturated eyes, witness lynching. Blood dripped from the feet of her lover like the cup they sip from. Furthermore, this is the cup of my bloodshed. Blaspheme her existence from books. Holy be her name, shallow be thy truths. Let he without sin cast the first stone. Dethrone Stonehen's mentalities, tally their truths to blame apples. What is the fruit of thy judgment? And why so much hate for she who mothers nature? Slaughter the shepherd, the Lord is my staff. Cup runneth over, overlooked talent run down. Born a woman scorn, rumble in the jungle, chasing shadow boxing these internal wars to break down these walls. It's a man's world, a woman's prison. Augmented wisdom, detain, derail, railroad minds, not question these male enhanced philosophies. Penile system circumcised young girls at birth at the cost of what word? What worth? What made your religious audacities more profound than the grounds of nature intended? Ain't nothing sacred bound to these sexist pages. Stereotype typos, unsung sheroes, bearing your crucifix, legally lynched metaphors scribed in Sunday's church sermons, preacher man. What about Mama Maya's gospel? Peace.
I wasn't ready for that to end. I thought there was more. That was good. Wow. So you blended scripture.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. You got to talk to us about where that came from. That definitely had an origin.
that poem.
Us about that.
Well, there was a year, just every year, but I mean it's every year. But there was a year specifically when you had all these men deciding what a woman's right should be. You know, as far as like a woman having the right to whether she had the right to abortion or not, and and um and what and we've had these discussions in our heads so many times that it would bring back for women not having those rights, for these young girls not having the privacy to go and speak to their counselors privately, and to go, you know, it's going to bring back the hanger. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So in that poem, I said, and these men who are making these laws and these rules and arguing all of this for women, they're using religion
Mm-hmm.
as a scapegoat. So it's like they use religion to control a population of people, in particular women. You know what I mean? They go to the old scriptures when they want to, and then they go to the new one. And I feel like in the Bible, like a lot of stories that were told about women was always how the woman messed up. You know, for example, the sister that turned into a pillar of salt,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then, you know, it's because God told her not to look back, and then she looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. Eve is accused of eating an apple, and that's their, that's their excuse of why the woman is the sinner. And so it's, I just feel like and throughout history it's always been the woman who secretly well, not secretly, they were put on the back burner. But a lot of
Right.
women, especially in the civil rights movement and so on and so forth, even like right now in the Black Lives Matter movement, is women that are in the front, women that are that's the strength of the movement. It's women and wow, is like, I don't think there would be a Malcolm without wow, Betty Shabazz. There wouldn't be a Martin without
Coretta.
I mean, without a Coretta Scott King, without a Coretta. There wouldn't be me without my ex-lady. Like, she was more cultural than I was. She introduced me to Amina Baraka. Amina Baraka introduced me to Amiri Baraka, who, and I met her son, Ras Baraka, at this joint they had in Jersey called Verse for Verse, and my poem Blossom. And it was because of this woman, who said, well, I'm going to introduce you. I had no idea who Amina Baraka was. And now the place that she introduced me to Amina Baraka, I now use as my venue that I've been running for the past 15 years. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always women, and Obama, perfect example. His woman said, "We're not gonna walk through the back door." I gotta do it in Obama's voice. Michelle said, "We're not gonna walk through the back door. We're not gonna walk through the back door. We're gonna go to the front, and I'm going to sit at that desk." And then no one's looking, we're going to jump on the bed. Hold on.
I appreciate all of those observations, though, because I mean, and being a Black woman, I have absolutely no shame in saying it. Black women stay saving people's lives. Black women stay saving the world. Black women stay making statements and making moves and making movements that wind up underappreciated, under-recognized, undervalued. So I appreciate you making that point, and being able to acknowledge the ways that, because most of the time when we hear these conversations around abortion and things of that sort, and the way that this world order is regulating women's bodies, we don't hear it in the context of Black women. We often just hear it in the context of women. And there's a big difference in the ways that these things affect Black women and the ways that they affect white women or women of other races. So I appreciate you lifting up that intersectionality that is part of who we are as women in this world. Thank you for that. Yaya, what are your
Thank you.
Beautiful poem? Did Mama Yaya's freeze? I think hers is frozen. Okay. Well, she'll be back, I'm certain. Melanin, how are you? Unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Yes, are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Wonderful. I'm going to sit back and turn this over to you. It is 5 o'clock. My time, 4 o'clock yours. I'm going to turn this over to you so you can take the lead. We are still hoping that Rainmaker
will. You want to chill with us?
Huh?
Yeah. You don't want to chill with us?
I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to be chilling. You're going to see me cutting up. I'm going to be snapping and all kinds of this. Right here. I'm going to turn my mic off. And we're still hoping that Rainmaker will join us. I have not heard from him yet, but hopefully he will be able to join us before our time is over here. And I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away.
Yeah, greetings, Sister Kimberly. Thank you very once more for sitting in for me. You know, by my place, I have internet connection. When it's not internet, it's camera with some kind of connection. I just can't seem to consistently get it right. But Still working at it. Brother Boab, one God be done. The first time really
Yes, sir.
hearing you and stuff, but I can see you're a very experienced poet and you have very inspirational work. So give thanks for sharing your art with us here on Poetry Sundays. And
Blessings,
I
blessings.
really am giving thanks to all those who are tuned in to us at this present moment. And Sister Maya, are you back with us? Yes. So brother, I was enjoying your poetry. I don't mind you going into another poem, you know?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I just saw Jamaica say more.
Yeah, we
Hi
want more.
Jamaica, if you dear. Uh,
Yeah, we want
um,
more.
let me see. Let me see. I'm Nas times 10,000 Raekwons on some G-Rap ish spitting Rakim. Gargantuous wordsmith with a sick pen. It's an emergency. These rhyme ought to be in the hospice, so encrypted a coroner can decipher my mind's so ancient to pyramid. You're going to have to read it in Morse code before it explodes in 5 seconds. The countdown has already begun 5 seconds ago. My apologies for your missing limbs, missing gems, a gemstone branded in the 10 crack commandments, the dead MC scrolls of Saul or Moors writing on the wall, purple rainfalls, tainting piano keyboards, reinforcing why you ought to know that I'm a thriller, shoot much further than a bullet, check cockpit. I've already pulled the trigger, gave the middle finger on some foul-ish. Tip on the shoulder, chip on the shoulder, misdemeanor, midsummer night dream. I'm a ghetto Shakespeare. Him still raising Lazarus from the dead, break bread, bring mics to life, stay connected to the speakers, but don't try to stereotype me into a trap. Or you just might find me yourself stuck, lost between stanzas. I leave a hook shook, scared to look death into the eyes of Horus, running with halfway crooks. I'm a metaphor assassin, sharper than a ninja sword, slicing syllables down to the root and be like, word. Forget what you heard. I'm a hater's nightmare's fantasy. The sun came out yesterday. I found tomorrow Neverland in this hard knock life pre-created the post-production of the blueprints. Who am I? The MC was me. The MC was me. Never falling, just the resting giant. So don't try to play me, or you just might wake me and I'll awaken your third eye chakra, help you find God, ask for forgiveness, repent before judgment. I am my own revolution. Fighting since 1804 BC, the squad that rocked the floor, moved the crowd like 36 chambers, poltergeist. Lost my religion before Christ. I was born in the tombstone, underworld, half man, half amazing, reincarnated, incarcerated, scar-faced. Bring my writings within Excalibur. What's a king Arthur to a you god? I am one God, black, African, universal being beyond the acronyms, indoctrinated a pseudonym and became him because I am the father of Egypt. Call me Kemet. My palms a continent, gripping an Asiatic mic, spit truth from a sun that you cannot shun or even run from. For thy kingdom come. Thy will has already been done because it was written. I'm a battle in Brooklyn Flatbush in front of a bodega before Juicy. Call me Big Papa. A chronic apocalypse, a thorough eclipse birthed by the sun and the moon. Go through a whole crew of old shoons. Find me in a dark room with old goons where deep thinkers play chess. On goddesses, bare ghetto press, holding fruit platters, sitting at that right hand of Selassie. I am Bob Marley, chanting one love. Revive two birds in the dove, squeeze water from a stone on the throne adjacent from the 11th constellation. I am the dreadlock lion, Rubo Rasta, the rage of Shango, the concrete parable speaks tongue of a lyricist. Peace.
One love, Black Power.
Bless.
Really,
Bless.
really enjoyed that one, you know?
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
what's the inspiration for a poem like that?
That one right there was okay. I'm a hip hop head. I'm a hip hop head.
I can
And
tell, I can tell that.
and my favorite MC of all time is Nakim, Nakim. A lot of people wondering who Nakim is. That's Rakim and Nas. That's Nas and Rakim. You know what I'm saying? So this piece right here, originally I wanted to write a tribute to Nas as an artist. You know, so a lot of innuendos in the poem, you know, will probably you'll probably hear a lot of, if you listen to Nas music, you'll hear a lot of his stuff. It was written, you know, I am, you know, so and it's just like this whole thing with the with like you might find yourself stuck, lost between stanzas. You can't put me in a trap. I'm not trying to become, what I mean, like dumbed down. I'm not trying to dumb down my culture. I'm not trying to dumb down my people. It's and it's the tongue of a lyricist, because it's like the tongue is actually the Sphinx. It's now the Sphinx, it has become the Sphinx. So it's like the tongue is more powerful than the sword. I don't know. It's just that piece just came to me, and Nas inspired it, to be honest with you, because I was writing a tribute for him. It was a tribute.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm a sometimes I don't like using the word fan, but I really love Nas music as well. But Tupac is my favorite artist,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they all built each other. I think Tupac sort of woke Nas up. But Nas was already a wise young brother. You know what I mean? Like he was like he like Rakim, Nas too played an instrument. And what I appreciate about Nas is that, because he had a father who was in his life, who was present. Even his mother was there, but his father was present. Nas says, "Look, I'm going to drop out of school." His father supported him on that. And matter of fact, I think his father encouraged him to drop out of school. It was like, that place is not, it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like basically, like, go and educate yourself, homeschool, learn stuff, and Nas, I just appreciate the young brother. I mean, the brother, like he and I are like close in age. So yeah, I appreciate him, man, a lot. Him and Rakim.
Yeah, man, I can tell that you're really into their music, and to me, their music, it's poetry.
Yes,
especially Nas poetry is deep poetry. I love listening Nas. Nas is actually one of my favorite rap artists, very conscious music. But I really love how you write that poem. It's not just rap, but Bob Marley, Rastafari, because as you know, rap came out of dancehall music / reggae music.
Yeah,
and
it did. But a lot of people don't know that Kool Herc was Jamaican.
DJ
Yeah.
A lot. But the truth is, I think the music, hip hop, rap, dancehall, they have been feeding off each other for decades now. And I think African Americans and African Jamaicans and African Americans, I think we're the most dominant black people this side of the world, and our music speaks to that.
Yes. Because you gotta love reggae. Like, I mean, a friend of mine and I we were talking the other day, and she was listening to some reggae, and she was like, "Do you hear that? Do you hear what he said?" She was listening to Ziggy Marley, and I was like, "Yeah, but my man is Buju. I'm a big Buju, all day, Shiloh. You know what I mean? Like, because it's spiritual. Our music, I mean, because hip hop came from the jazz and the blues as well. That's hip hop came from jazz and the blues, the bebop era. And we were also inspired by reggae. And I felt like in the 90s, the reason why the Jamaican and American, we all African. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian, born here in in Babylon. So, I'm Haitian, born here, but I'm still from African. We were the Africans that overthrew the French and claimed our independence in Haiti in 1804. Because I even say that in the poem. I said, "I am my own revolution." You
did that along with my brothers from St. Thomas, Jamaica, because where I'm from in Jamaica, St. Thomas, we're the most easterly part, and we've got a relationship with Haiti that dates back hundreds of years. And Dirty Bookman, Dirty Bookman was very instrumental. He's from here. You know,
Yes,
he left on a boat and went over there to Haiti.
yes.
And since I was a boy, I know persons going to Haiti on boats and coming back in a day or two. And, you know, I get to realize that St. Thomas, the eastern side of Jamaica, has a very strong relationship with Haiti.
Oh, parlez créole?
Yeah, anyway.
Huh? Vous parlez créole maintenant?
Okay, I don't know your Creole, but I definitely know that you're my brothers.
Yes, you're my brothers, definitely. We all on the same, you know, because a friend of mine, his name is Qualo, he actually educated me on Bookman. And the reason why they called him Bookman, you know, because he was always reading a book, so they called him Bookman. You know, the revolution was inspired by him. You know, the reason why we won, you know, and I think Haiti sparked the Pan-African movement as well. You know, and I think that's why, you know, they don't really like us that much now, because it's like, you know, these guys spark, you know, because like what do you call it, the Atlantic something trade, the Atlantic trade, what's it called?
Atlantic slave trade.
Huh?
The Atlantic slave trade.
No, it's called the something in New Orleans. It's called the something trade or the sale. I forgot what it's called. I bet you as soon as I get off, I'm gonna remember.
Yeah.
How you doing, Sister Maya? Huh?
Maya, you're back with us?
Yes, I'm back with you.
Yeah, man, give thanks, because I realize
I'm getting rain on my side here. I'm getting a hard rain.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even hear what you're saying properly.
Okay, we understand.
I'm here.
We understand. Give thanks. Well, you know, I have a poems that I would like to share with the audience. It's called I Am. And this is my tribute to the resilience of my people.
Go ahead, brother.
So here goes. I am mission, ambition, love, desire, and confidence. I am my ancestors' vision, strong, bold, outspoken, and loud when necessary. Yes, I am rock solid man from the plantation, now the gully, the ghetto, bowels of society, St. Thomas the Forgotten Parish, Rastafari from Springfield, Church Corner, Trinityville, Port Morant, Botany Bay, Morant Bay, who will never give up. I am the possible, impossible, the dirt turned into rock, the climax of Africans crossing the Atlantic, the slave master's worst nightmare, the offspring of mama and papa's unplanned sex, whipped till I feel beating no more, killed till I can't be killed no more, hated till I can't be hated no more, been so poor till we can't be poor no more. I am only living because I've died a million deaths, taken a billion intoxicated breaths. I am Africa, not just Jamaica. I am loud beating Kumina drums, not just reggae guitar strums. Your past, present, and future. Gold mine they never knew existed. Water that quenched thirst no one knew existed. From the earth, this diamond can never be evicted. Who give thanks? It's called I Am. And I, you know?
Right.
And I think that's who we all are. We are resilient people. We are the water that quenched thirst that they never knew existed, you know? We are Africa. We are Africa's treasure.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I heard somebody say, you know, because they were having problems, trouble. You know, people are talking about us knocking down the monuments, right? And I think I saw a post on Facebook where somebody said, either or Instagram, they say, I am a monument. You know what I mean? I am a monument. I am a monument. I am a living, breathing monument here. You understand what I'm saying? So I just thought that was kind of deep. You know, you said we're resilient. We're, you know, and then there was a line you said, past, present, and future. Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you said past, present, and future. Something you said, I am something past, present, and future.
Yeah, man. Not just reggae guitar strums, you know. I'm your past, present, and future.
Yes, yes, yes. I like that. I like that because I got a poem. I'll do it later on if we have enough time. I'll
Yeah,
do it
man.
later on. It's reminds it's just remember what you said, past, present, and future. I'm gonna do this poem.
Yeah, man. We do give
It's
thanks, you
called
know.
the Thinker. It's called the Thinker. It I think it'll sort of complement your piece. I like that piece.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, you know.
Yeah, yeah, so when you have like a dope, awesome poet telling you that your stuff is dope, I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? I got three awesome god, I got a god and three goddesses, two goddesses up here telling me my stuff is dope. I'm like, yes, dope people tell, you know what I mean? That's like Saul Williams saying, yo, brother, your stuff is really dope, brother. Like word, Saul Williams.
We do give thanks, you know. The truth is, you know, we're all creative people, and as long as we reach into our innermost self, you know,
Yes,
and especially being African people, we have that creative genius ingrained in our DNA, you know.
yeah,
And I think that is one of our strongest characters as African people, that we have a musical, poetic vibration that's just always there as African people. It is my view that as an African people, if you're not able to sing, you must be able to dance, you must be able to write. You have some creative gift in you as a person.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
And we all complement each other with our various talents in the area, because Kim here can sing. She's a wonderful singer, you
Yes,
know, and we're all writers. You know? Together, we make a wonderful team. There are persons out there who play guitar and play drums, you know, and together we just make a wonderful, unstoppable team.
yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do. How do you like something on here? I'm trying to like people's stuff. I can't even like them. Oh, I was just trying to like some of the people's stuff up here. I can't even like it. I see my best friend Laura's up here. So
Oh, you're trying to like.
yeah, I'm trying to like respond, but shout out. That's my best friend. Her name is Laura. She's a dancer, a fitness trainer, a great sister. And I wanted to holler Jamaica, and everybody that's showing love on here. And I was just, I mean, like I didn't, I see a lot of people, awesome, really great, 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 great people. Who's Ikadash? Delicer.
That's
my
my
son.
Oh, that's your
That's my
son?
son.
Bless up, Ikadash. What's a
Ikadash.
nice name? Where'd you get the name from?
Ikadash.
Ikadash? What does it
Yes.
mean? What does it mean?
He will have to explain that to you. He gave himself that name.
Okay, okay. I thought you named him that. I was getting ready to say that's kind of, it sounds very, very hardcore. Ikadash. Ikadash, okay.
Yeah, so Sister Maya, yeah, would like to hear a poem from you, because since I've been on, I haven't heard any of your readings. So I don't know if you could go into give us one of
Okay.
your nice poems.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
ready. This one is called There's Something Hidden. As she meditated, she felt positive. She is sure there's something hidden. Why? She said aloud. And her baby boy, feeding on her breast, jumped. With a warm hug, him again. She loved him more than she thinks she could or ever would, even though he caused great pain. Why did your daddy lie and run away when he heard of your coming? Those months of loneliness and tears which fell from a woman's face when she is boxed by a man muscle hand because she thought he would overstand. The baby slept in comfort of her arms, and she remembered she wanted to give him comfort. Only she alone and she alone have to give. Your father took it like a thief, she thought. Then smiled at her baby. I always will have to give because I am the founder of the half that is hidden by the laws of men. That's it. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Might need to
No.
unmute here. Yes, sorry about that. Lovely poem, Mama. It's short though.
Pardon me?
It's short though. I'm actually, wanting some more.
But if okay, but that's it. That's it. So one,
Yeah, it's
but
kind
you
of short.
understand it though.
Yes, Mama. So what's the inspiration for that poem?
You know, it's like this is more like a reality when you see it happen around you more than even an inspiration. Because you hear so many sisters that will have a story like this. You know, the minute she got pregnant, the father wasn't there again, you know, and it caused so much pain and tears because she thought he would overstand. And it made her, even in the time of pregnancy, thought that she wouldn't even care or love her baby. And after the baby is born, she know that she love him or love her very much. But because of this stigma out there that most sisters is going through, this hurt, this misunderstanding of brothers' behavior, you know, me just write it to make other daughters know that we all overstand. As mothers, they are not alone. We're all together, and we know that most of this kind of behavior happened because of what we were being taught. And it happened because we were, as women, we were get left behind. We didn't have any talk one at a time. You understand? And it's even the action, it's even showing that what is being preached don't have to be a gospel, because the other half of the story has not yet been told. It is being hidden, and it is not going to be told neither. The action is going to take place that everyone can know that, yes, I have a part in all of this too as a woman.
Yeah, man, really
Appreciate that piece. I appreciate that piece so much for all of the women out there who have experienced maybe not that whole story, but bits and pieces of it. Because some of that is my story, not the whole thing, but some of it is my story. And a lot of times we don't have, especially Black women, don't have permission to be that vulnerable. We don't have permission to actually be in pain or to actually have some hurt that we're trying to deal with, because the world expects us to be strong and expects us to handle everything and to fix everything.
Exactly.
So thank you.
And still we don't have any story.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that piece. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
I'm getting ready to bring Rainmaker on screen.
Okay.
Oh, Rainmaker's here. What's up? Where Rainmaker at?
Peace, what's going on, family?
Rainmaker, what up, God?
Good.
Rainmaker, we have a lot of rain here, man. Ask Maya about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I'm having rain on this side now too.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's
it.
because he was coming.
Definitely, definitely. So
I'm
You're
hearing a
okay
voice,
with the camera
but not
frozen?
seeing a.
You don't see
Hearing
me?
a voice, but I'm not
No.
seeing his face.
No,
Rainmaker.
no.
Okay.
See me? There we go.
Nope,
You
still
see
don't
me?
have your camera. It's a dark screen. We don't have your camera, but we got your voice, and that's what we really need. Keep working on the camera, but throw some
Got it.
words.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Definitely. So I will do this. Can y'all?
Yeah. Rainmaker, Sister Kim, I never got to. Well, I don't see a bio for Rainmaker.
I did send you the bio, but I'll pull it up on my end.
Okay.
It was short. It was short. I looked at the
Hey,
bio. Like, seriously, I've known this dude for how long have I known you now? What, 13 years? And you sent me
pretty
like a
much.
sentence bio for real?
I mean, I hate writing bios. Like it's just like just here, here we go. You know. But I'm setting up currently, and because I want to do some stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to read Rainmaker's bio, and this is exactly what he sent me. Okay, I can tell you a little bit more about it, but his bio says Peter Charles Rainmaker Seaton has been performing poetry for 20 years professionally. He's the father of 3 beautiful poems. He believes in finding the hidden spaces and letting the words kiss them. So that is beautiful. A little bit more about this gentleman. He is Jamaican born. Am I correct?
Yes.
Kingston, right?
Yes.
Yes. So he has Jamaican heritage, he has Haitian heritage, and he lives in the United States. And an incredible poet, pretty dope human being too, but an incredible poet.
I appreciate that. That's love right there. That's all love.
You rolling up in here at 30 minutes before we're ending. So I know you got some words on the ready, right?
I do.
Okay. All right.
No, I'll do this one.
Okay.
My grandma came to this country with a pyramid in her pocket, sunflower seeds to plant the bloodline, native tongue curl sharp around the atmosphere, head wrap in juju as long as the Mississippi is deep, passed from a maroon heritage, she with eyes boiling determination, she the wind, the hollow forever, the curse and gift held like siblings in her left breast will be the matriarch of this black magic, the gleam on the point of a needle, shouts and screams dance into the cumbersome shadows of this city, my grandma. Holding our past in her stomach, so serenely suspended, silver shimmering spears, 7 saw sycamore seat sap sealing her energy at the corner of doors, deliberate diamond dawning over the blue blood orange horizon, Jamaica, made her woman beyond my mother. And that's that. But I want to give you something. I want to give you something else with that. But that's my introduction poem.
Oh, that's the poem. Okay, dope. All right. Go ahead, give us some more.
Okay. Here we go. Uncle Sam is my grandfather. The Nazis are my first cousin. I'm deep in this like oil. Been trading arms to underdeveloped countries so generals to chop off arms and they get more arms. I see children as dollar signs. Put the politician in pimp. Got whole governments on a whole stroll. Let me tell you a little bit about my history. I was born in murder. Spread across waters, tattooed genocide across my neck. I'm a fiend for the green. Napoleon said everything my eyes look upon is mine. An imperial civilization that was savage to its subjects, and I've introduced every disease from the Black Plague to syphilis. Because in my line of work, if people ain't screaming, I ain't earning. If bodies ain't hitting the floor, my bottom line ain't flying. Went to church and brought Jesus, now I'm holy with capitalism. Got a booster on one that became a payday. Hitler told me to finish my breakfast, so I bombed the cowards. People needed to be reminded that at the end of the world at my fingertips, breathing destruction when I whispered slavery in Columbus's ear. It paid off so well, I'm still tweaking it till this day. sit back and watch you run as I put the ashes on the skull and bones in my ashtray. My name is America, but preferred the 13 colonies. I got bankrolls and flesh. Peace to me is starvation. War makes the money, and I'm an expert at playing on your insecurities. All I see is dumb and dumber. Old money in this spot now. I can buy your soul 1,000 times over and still have change left to give you a job. See, it's simple. I give the world just enough to survive, but never enough to change their conditions. And I got the Bible working in overdrive because belief is a cash cow. Cash your hard-earned dollars in on salvation. I got a mansion underneath the Vatican. It all comes back to me. You can slave for 40 years, or you can pay for 40 years. I keep people hungry so I can build more prisons. Back the dollar with lies so gold could be obsolete. I got secret societies. I don't need to be diplomatic. Democracy is just my storefront, but I'm manufacturing pure grade A world domination. Stop the international news from getting in and saturated new reports of gang violence in Britain. Cut school funding because it doesn't make me any money if our children are smart. I need people in debt around me so I can leverage their situation to my benefit. Got tired of doing all this by myself, so I birthed big businesses. Now we all keep the money between us. Only the strong survive. Only the cold-hearted lift the skin of the sunrise. And the criminals at the bottom got nothing to do with the criminals at the top. Just look at our healthcare system, our social security system. Been this way since the Indians been trying to tell you. Ain't issue you can do about it. So I have my right hand on your heartstrings. So what you need to do is what you've always done, and bend the fuck over.
You something like a prophet, aren't you? Because that poem that poem is way too relevant.
And I've been trying to retire that poem for a long time. I'm like, I am tired of doing this poem.
No, but we're tired of living the poem. You know what I mean? So we gotta live it, sit in it.
Indeed, definitely. I prepared one. I'm not sure if you can still hear me because when I move the screen, I don't know if my audio is still. If you guys can still hear my audio, because I'm on my.
We can hear your audio fine. We just can't see you. We can hear your audio fine though.
Okay. So.
Melanin, Bob, weigh in on that work.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's really dope. As I said, it's really a matter of fact.
I love everything that Rainmaker does. Yeah, man.
That got me writing poems, the spoken word. You know, yeah, man. This is kind of poetry that got me writing poetry 18, 17 years ago or something like that. You know? So I'm really inspired today, you know, hearing Rainmaker and Boab, One God Bedan, you know, doing their spoken word free verse poems. That you know, I really like those poems where you speak your mind.
Yeah, there's never an issue with that for either one of those poets. There is never an issue of them speaking their mind. They always speak their mind.
That's how it should be.
This is very, very, very true. Very true. Sometimes I speak my mind to my own detriment.
Yeah.
Then
we have a comment on the screen. Somebody wants to know how they can get the words of the second poem.
So that actually, well, you can. I'll give out my my Instagram page. It's Rainmaker0. So the actual word 0, and they can at me there, and then we can take it from there. Because that poem is not.
Matter of fact, that's Maya Nature's daughter, Tibab Delisa.
Okay, and just so you know, that poem is actually posted. The video is on Life Circle Poets page wall. So if you'd like to go to the Life Circle Poets page, Uncle Sam is posted on that page. Rainmaker, I don't know that, but yeah.
Oh, you posted it? Okay.
I sure did.
Okay, definitely.
Hey, Rainmaker.
Yes.
Hold on.
What's good, man?
Yo, man, you should turn your camera on because I want to see you, brother. I haven't seen him in like forever.
I'm trying to turn my camera on. I don't know what's going on.
I've known Rainmaker for like years. I remember my Ernell, who was up there earlier, he used to have Rainmaker come through, and Rainmaker has come through outside the box, right? This brother
Yes,
is like one of the dopest brothers that I've known. And you know something else I think I found out about you, and is it true, Rainmaker, that you are Haitian?
I am half Haitian. Yes.
So parle Creole?
Yeah, but listen. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning. I didn't find that
That's
out
all right.
till years later. I am learning. All right.
That's all right. That's all
Uh,
right.
I met
Learning
some
is
Haitian
good.
family members. I met some Haitian family members, and they roasted me in Creole because I didn't know the language. Like that was the worst 2 hours of my life. You hear me? We all around the dinner table, and they talking and roasting me and laughing and pointing. Yo, no, nah. Mm. I need to learn that language quick, fast.
That's what my nephews. That's what my nephews are going through right now. But none of them really speak the language. None of them
Mm,
really speak the language. You got like over 30 nephews and nieces, and none of them really speak Creole. I'm like,
wow.
but yo, brother, man, like when I found, I was like, man, a lot of my greatest people are either Haitian or Caribbean, some type of Caribbean. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'm like,
Okay.
word, so Saul Williams, Saul Williams Haitian.
Yes, I knew that. I definitely knew that.
Yeah.
But I found that out when it didn't really matter to me at that point. But when I was like, oh, okay, let me go back, and I started reading up about Haiti, and I started going through the different political structures that happened on the island, and and then listening to family members who were there for certain coups that happened, and it was wow. And I was like, I didn't know I was connected in some way to it. So
Mm-hmm.
finding that out was like it was a big deal.
What
Wow.
did the day? Who say Haitian? Who say
You said
Haitian?
what? Yep.
Who say Haitian?
See, I don't know what you saying, but
I say you are Haitian.
yes, sir.
You are
Yes,
Haitian.
sir. I was trying. I was trying
Haitian
to.
Kyla.
I was trying to like see if I could read the tone. Like I may not understand you, but I'm like, let me see if I can catch the tone of the words and put it together that way. Oh my God, it was a problem. They literally my cousins I now found they will call me and just go into Creole like, and I'm just like, you realize like I don't know what you said, right?
That's
No,
all
that
right, brother. You got forever to learn it. You're gonna learn it, man. You gotta
indeed,
learn
indeed.
it because I just got lucky. Like there was, I was born here though. I was born
Mhm.
here. My mother had 10 kids. I'm the eighth child, first one born here.
Got
So
it.
my mother had last 10 kids here in the U.S. So man, it's good to see you again, brother. Oh man, he's gone. It's good to see him, man. That's my dude. Um, yes, I want to hear somebody sing. I heard somebody could sing.
Oh, did you? Oh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, he's back. Maybe his camera is. I see him moving. Maybe his camera is working this time. Let's see. Yes.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
there we
man. What's up,
go.
guy?
There we go. I knew I was gonna fix it eventually. I'm a Virgo. I can't let that shit rock. Like I gotta like things will bother me. It will bother me. Especially as I got older. I was like I walk into the room and move things back in their place. It's weird.
Not you.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
OCD
weird. Like
kicking in a little bit.
that neatness thing that Virgos are always. I never had it. I never had it until I
Yeah.
hit like 39. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Beautiful poetry, though, brother. Good to see you.
Thank
Good
you,
to see you.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Definitely,
I don't
definitely.
know about everybody else, but I'd really like to hear an next Rainmaker poem. Yeah.
All right, I think I got one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, let's see. This is called "Killing Black Men in Prayer." deep-seated, forever vigilant. If the owl and the hawk be the guide, then love be the gun held at the politics' head. The bang be the sound of freedom. They can't kill what will never die. But you can't tell them the bullets aren't the sun. You can only shoot a spirit with the mind. Only keep watch over the kindling of fire. Be determined inside of a statue. Your eyes will not travel to the back of your head. You will have to use your sense. Be extraterrestrial and terror. Find yourself an Independence Day that is not 4th of July, more like 4th of another part of your soul. A bleeding earthquake holds court in between bottom lip and ear, attached to what God may be whispering to you in the morning. Deep-seated, forever vigilant, you hold more atom than atom. Be creator and butterfly wing, hearing Lupe in a rice field that feels like your pillow and a good night's sleep. You tell the birds to sing. They chant something you need for the day ahead, for the feeling after this moment, for when you read the next line, like you can't know breath till you have watched a woman hold it so as not to tell you that she loves you. See, do you feel that? Right there is what I was talking about. And people say that love is not political. It is probably the most dangerous thing you and your most human of hearts will ever embark on. When you meet yourself at the end of yourself, and watch someone you do not recognize tap both of you on the shoulder and walk out and leave you feeling beside yourself, then and only then can you speak of how glass can sing. Just the mere sight. It is only time you can say, I am patient. And I mean it more than the person hearing it will ever believe you. Maybe that's why we are addicted to the bang, to the connection of projectiles, with marrying fragile in the symphony of the splatter thrown like a 5-year-old looking for his favorite toy in a room. 9 out of a god 10 times it will be a toy gun. But you should never be sad at such a thing. It is just life still trying to shoot itself into existence, still trying to make sure it feels something beyond throwing all this energy for us to feed on. We are deep-seated vigilant, a forgotten tongue, hill and bow people. Our women lay claim to hits, to mind, and know all the ignorance we are burdened with. Even if they do not act, they feel it. Every mother knows this man made of a place is not worthy to raise offspring, but she does it because we see the halo swimming inside our bodies. Maybe that's why they love to shoot us. They're trying to use the only thing they believe in to pray to a God they cannot understand.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. That's some deep, deep, deep stuff there, man. You know, like, it's like Poetry Sunday has gone to our next level with this kind of poetry.
So I want you to tell the people that are listening, where does your mind go when you are writing a poem like that? Because there are different kind of poems that you can write, but that one, where does your mind go? Where do you go when you're getting the words and you're putting together the concepts to write a piece like that?
I will say this. I never know what I'm going to write about before I start writing. I have no clue. I feel it. I feel an energy or a feeling, and I'm like, okay, I need to write something. And then I kind of I'll go through some thoughts, and then the first line will come to me, and I'll write that. And then from there, it's just everything starts talking to me. Like I still cannot explain it. And I've been trying to map the core of how that play is put together for years. Mm-hmm. And but I know my writing does change. Like after a certain while, it will go through a whole new writing process. And I'll have to actually find that process as to what makes that spark happen. And that's how I know that's how I know I jumped the level.
Okay. Because I think it winds up being different for everybody. Some people sit down with the intention to write about this particular topic and they do research on it or whatever, and then they write it out. And some people honestly do write by inspiration. And That's something that's really hard to explain, but that's why I asked you that question, because some people write by inspiration, and it's difficult to explain to those that don't have that writing process or don't go through that. Anybody else here write by inspiration? Or do you know, what are some of the ways that your writing process happens? Bob, Melanin, Mama Yaya, what are some of the ways that your writing process happens?
Bob, go first.
Well, me, it's hard for me to write about something that I'm passionate about right away. You know, it has to sink in. It has to be authentic. I usually let the poem write itself.
For me, can I say now?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yes.
For me, sometimes my writing come from inspiration.
One way, and like Rainmaker.
Bob, I think your feed keeps freezing up. We thought that you were finished talking. We missed a big chunk of whatever you said.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So give us a second. Let Mama Yaya tell us her process, and then we're going to come back to Bob. Hopefully he'll get back on. Go ahead, Mama.
Yeah.
Yes, as I was saying, I sometimes write, most time from inspiration, but sometimes my writing come from action things that I see going on around me. And yeah, just the things that I will see go on around me can inspire me to write, or most time it comes from an inspiration. So when I write, it's not like every day I get up, I write a poem. You know? You're right.
What about you, Melanin?
Well, for me, it comes in several different ways. Sometimes it can be out of inspiration. Like you're sitting down and a certain line may come to you, or you're thinking about something that is of concern to you, and some lines and some words just start, and you just write it down there. There are other times I say, like when I was working on my book, I say, well, there's some poems I need to write, and my poems need to be of a certain kind of theme, and so I just wrote as the line, like I just get up and said, today I have to write, and sat down and the words come. You know, it's like you force yourself to write, and there are other times where there's no force. To me, when you're forcing, it's like you work into the feeling instead of feeling it and doing it. You work yourself into the feeling, and there are other times where the feeling now force you to work. And so I've been able to experience both over the years of writing. And sometimes it's not just one thing, but however, I think the best writing comes from when you're inspired, when something just comes to you like out of the blues like that. You know, whatever times it comes, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening. Wow. Normally those poems take 2 minutes to write. No care how long it is, because it's just there and you're just putting it out on paper. Yeah. So that's my part.
Poems like what you were just talking about, Melanin, those are the ones that I usually wind up memorizing as I'm writing them. So I know that one needs to be out in the world. Those are the ones I'm writing it gets locked in and I memorize it while it's being written.
They're just some poems that speak to the heart, you know what I mean? There's just poems that actually speak, like, it's more so the body that's writing it than you. You know, like the heart is actually writing the poem. That's a whole different energy than, you know, you're just like, okay, I'm writing this poem and you're feeling it, you're connected. But when your heart is doing it, because the poem sounds completely different from everything you've ever written. You know?
Yeah. Rainmaker, I want you to go back and watch the beginning. After this, I want you to go back and watch the beginning of the show because Mama Yaya opened us up with some poetry and she brought the concept of freedom being a word that doesn't work for us because it doesn't vibrate on a high enough frequency for us to be able to grab it and use it for our benefit. So we need to find, right. So we need to find another word. So drop some of your thoughts about that whole concept.
Oh man. Well, first off, damn.
Yeah, Mama Yaya, she came with fire this afternoon. She came with fire.
That hit me. But first off, I would say I agree. Just hearing just hearing the concept first. You know what I mean? The way it hit me, I was like, oh, my whole soul was like, yes, right. So, we're speaking a dead language.
I think so.
Not our tongue. This is not, our vocal cords are, we basically can speak so many different tones in normal conversation. And so I really do feel like, words and sound vibrates on a certain frequency. So we definitely have to find the words that can speak to our melanin, to each other's melanin, and affirm that in each other. You know what I mean?
So,
like, I believe the Commission word for black is coon, right? But when you say it, you use all of your diaphragm to say it, so it has a completely different energy than how you just say black or or white or stuff like that. It's just I agree. That's probably why we ain't free yet.
Right. That was so incredible when she said that. I was like, wait, what? That's where we're going today? Yeah.
Change everything. It's like, wait, hold on. She just flipped the whole concept on its head. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. I agree. I definitely agree.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So it is 5:55 my time, 4:55 Jamaica time. That means we are 5 minutes away from ending. So Melanin, how do you want to wrap this up? Bob didn't get a chance to give his explanation of how his poetry process happens, but how do you want to wrap this up?
Well, I will wrap it up with us giving everyone, including you, giving a piece of power poetry.
Yes.
Because that's why we're here, to show the world our talents and connect. I really, this vibe we're having here online, there's a yearning I'm having right now to just have a physical connection where we can meet face to face and perform some poetry for the world, and reason and show love, Yeah, so I think the best way to do it is for us to take a minute or two each and get into some poetry. But I think it would be good to hear what Brother Bob One God Bidon was saying about his writing process. Seems like he's having some issues. Are you good?
He's kind of weak. So
yeah.
I mean,
go ahead. We're listening. I look like it's full. It's connection.
Yeah, it looks like it keeps freezing up.
Yeah.
But
we're hearing like every 10th word that you say. I promise you. I still want to hear what you're saying.
Not hearing you so much.
Yeah, I think it's frozen. All right, why don't we start dropping our free and hopefully the internet will.
Oh man, the Wi-Fi.
There you are.
Really, yeah, can y'all hear me? I can see me.
We
Yeah, we
hear
can
like
see you.
every 10th word that you say, and your screen is frozen. So your Wi-Fi is really acting up.
Well, not hearing him. Anyway, we are wrapping up, and I would like if we could start with Mama again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to start, give us our poetry, our closing poems.
Okay. This poem is called Stop the Hurting. Earth is hurting. Earth is hurting, and earthling are crying, or should I say, weeping. Because of a sin and iniquity we were born in. Who is the maker of sin and iniquity? I say, who is the maker of sin and iniquity? It could not be you or me or our parents before us, for we are told we were born in it. Our innocent, defenseless flesh was born in it. So we can't be blamed for it. So earthling want to know who has hurt our earth so.
Yeah.
Earth is hurt. Our earth is hurt, and earthling are crying, or should I say weeping. Our loved ones are dying east, west, north, and south because of the sin and iniquity we are told we are born in. I say, who is the maker of this sin and iniquity? Who is the maker of this sin and iniquity? We find him to be guilty. We find him to be guilty, for this sin and iniquity is hurting earth and her earthling. Mother Earth put out her providence within many choices. Never a tread, never did she put on an earthling. Yet we were told our innocent, defenseless flesh was birthed in it, in sin and iniquity. Shame, disgrace, and force which it is, by a maker who also make a hellfire to burn us in. Now, his sin and iniquity has become a monster, as we can see, trying to destroy Mother Earth and her earthling. East, west, north, and south, earth is hurting. East, west, north, and south, earthling are crying, dying. Isn't this time to seek him, to find him, this monster of sin and iniquity, and stop him from hurting earth and her earthling? This maker of sin and iniquity is guilty. Thank you. And since we are about to go to our ending, I would like to big up all the audience, family, friends, and more friends, you know. Yes, as you know, we're coming to the end.
Yeah, man, we do give thanks, Mama. That was a wonderful, deep poetry. You know, same like we are throwing a lot of fire on Western civilization and the oppression this evening.
We have to.
Yes. Yeah, really, really love that. Rainmaker, what say you now?
What makes you think you can say whatever you please? You who are a disenfranchised version of himself. Weren't you raised by a woman? Didn't you address her by name, by title, by love? What button of your humanity refuses to work? What firewall that is non-existent? Do you not have daughters and nieces? Can you not make the correlation between your own flesh and that of a stranger? Isn't the color the same? Don't the eyes still speak of ancient, of fragility, of purpose beyond your stained cheeks, dried with the longing of your falsified perversion? Do you not see that she is not her hips, her hair, Can't you see her in her words, in the love, the warmth of hands, the rise and fall of the air flowing through her? What manner of man are you to fall to the norm of things, to speak as if she was less than? You act as if she was the sun and all you wanted to do was disembowel her sky. You act as if you remembered your slave masters by their first names. Act as if you were calling property. Of seeing the charm everyone told you that you have be put on display, it would be wise to think twice about the women that stop to your advances, that finds this sort of thing appealing. Maybe you don't understand the body image concept. Maybe you have not felt what it's like to be wearing clothes and still feel naked, to stare into a mirror and feel not enough of yourself, too damning of a letdown, too tar road stretch. Could you imagine seeing your hair and your skin and calling it black on black crime? Where is your billboard crooked jaw now, brother? Did you think she would have stopped for you and your $100 of clothes that wish they were not new slavery, not exchanged for money you still don't know the meaning of? Still look at your skin and the dollars in your hand and can't make the correlation? All abuzz with ego. Women do not respond to anybody on the street. It is survival. You are still stranger danger. She is not an item in IKEA. She did not walk by for your amusement, your arousal. The sidewalk is not an auction block. You should know better than trying to be better than bringing flesh on display. Your cat call is no different from a bullet. The same principles apply. Same tearing of flesh, tearing of the psyche that will be perused over in a mirror somewhere, and she is not a bitch if she does not respond to you. And why should she? Your tongue made her feel of just her body parts. You are already outclassed, outgunned. You brought a limited vocabulary to a universal fight. The next time you get the urge to whistle your way at a woman, shut up. Stay silent. If you must admire, please do so in silence, because your eyes already feel like barrels aimed at her sex.
Wow. Great.
No, that's
Love that
great
one.
stuff.
Deep.
Good stuff.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So,
Ridiculous.
I would like to I would like to close this section. So, Sister Kim, would you? Are we, Baba?
Yes.
I'm still here, but for some reason I don't see everybody else.
You don't see
It's
us?
like, can everybody see me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm seeing it. We're seeing it.
Yes, we can
I
see
can
you.
see you.
I don't see y'all. I don't see like the I don't see like the screen light like we.
Unbelievable. Yeah, something is going on with your, because we can see you.
I just see, you know how in the bottom left you see yourself main screen. Yeah, here you go. It bugged out again on me.
We see
And you
you.
know what I'm gonna do? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
You
can.
can see me, right? I'm thinking about I'm thinking about going on my phone. So you want me to do a piece and then the thing.
Yeah, if we
He's
get your
breaking up.
internet back right now, then we
I want to
get a poem from
do
you.
that one. Should I go?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, man, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I am the deep thinker. Thinking more deeper than think that I past, and it's my past, the present that my future was referring to. If so, would that make me much slower than me 3 minutes from now ago? Perhaps I'm still here somewhere, trapped beneath my eyelids, gasping for tomorrow. I'm surrounded by lions, lying in her image, remembering how to speak nature. Pieces speaking from an atom, unzip my jacket shirt has become the Holy Quran. I am the Prophet Muhammad, strumming my fingers on the guitar string. I become Bob Marley. They shot me in the peace rally, holding my womb. The bloodshed on my wound had turned me into a rose, holding me at the wedding. I am the groom. My wife, Isis. I am Moses, holding a papyrus scroll, of which turns into a wooden staff. I've parted the Red Sea, raised my palms, arms turns into a serpent's head, feathered off my wrist into a dove, holding a knowledge branch on the Titanic, making love to my rose washed ashore somewhere in Africa. I am King Shaka Zulu, watch fugitive, not Arabian Lynch now, writing letters to my slave master. I am Frederick Douglass, of who I now know as Knowles the Second. I am the deep. A racist Mahatma Gandhi's peace, shalom, trapped in the crevice of my left cheek, underneath 4 strands of my eyelid. Underneath 4 strands of my head, only to appear as a soldier in a courthouse fighting the feminist movement. And Angela Davis brought the steel silhouettes of a Baptist Smith and William Patterson crying genocide.
Okay.
Is a Malcolm's grave, then from the sweat, rain, trickling down the fountain's neck, says I shall best pointing at her feet, her pain, her connected eyebrow, unibrow, broad, burning finger turned to tobacco now, Che Guevara's lips puffing a cigar, scar, crying to a whiplashing, transforming into the form of Mother Teresa, rubbing her rosary, Pope John, praying for me. I am the slave master, beating me, striking himself, tormenting. I become the sun, beaming my in sizzling hot heat, burnt cascade agony, swimming in dark light, frozen in time. God, Arbery whispers in my ears. She whispers in my ears and she reaches out and she calls me Troy. She calls me Troy. She calls me Troy. She calls me Troy. I open my eyelids, appearing as myself 3 minutes from now. Are y'all still here? Everybody still here?
Yeah, your voice is going in and out, but we're still here.
I'm not here by myself.
Sounds like that's it from Boab. We're done. Not hearing him that much, to be honest. Going in and out.
You're so small over there. You got to see what
This is a situation. The internet is really trying to act up.
Right.
So, Bob, we didn't get to hear all of that piece the way we would have liked to.
All right.
Are you able to do you have that poem in an audio clip that you can send to me? And
yeah.
I'll post it.
That's
wall.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Not all of it.
We couldn't hear all of it.
In bits.
But if you can send it to me in an audio clip, then I will post it on the Facebook wall so that people can get the opportunity to hear that. And now the internet has dropped completely for him. Okay. So Melanin, you said you want to close out our time, so I'll go ahead and do my poem. Stony the road we tried, bitter chastening pride, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. And yet we are here, finding and redefining center, community, life, and love, diasporically thriving in what the world would deem catastrophic as their reality, a magic that is very human, very flawed, and very divine. We've walked roads that bore resemblance to unpassable, have made a way out of no way and brought the undeserving out with us. We have sharpened wit and our tongues on languages, religions, and practices that were not our own, have made them our own, have taken pieces of that to blend with this, called it culture, made it norm, because we would not die, would not disappear. And all the while we've set the tone, we've dropped the mic, we've established the norm, stood tall in the storm, excelled in the most unlikely places, shaped and claimed some of the most healing spaces, and we are here. We will be here. And even in our fallibility, our magic saves lives, establishes balance, undergirds the foundation of beauty standards, and we will never be common because we have always been greatness. And there remains a remnant. We will not be silent, lest we as a people forget everything that it took for us to make it this far. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. Those who don't know, that song is the second verse of Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is the Negro national anthem in the United States.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Crazy tune, though. Absolutely. Boom.
Beautiful.
I see nothing has changed.
Beautiful poem.
I see nothing has changed. You're still a giant with the pen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, my sister.
Thank you.
Well, I hope I can.
When you came to the end, I was still listening for more.
That song inspires so much poetry in me. That song.
Yeah.
But that's the trend this evening. I hope I can keep up to the quality of poetry that was read earlier.
Alex.
So I guess it's my time to close the show for this evening.
Alex, you gotta let me out. You gotta let me out. So no, you didn't.
Yeah, so it's my time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. This poem.
Oh, you just closed the window. You didn't log me out. You just closed.
This poem is called Never Before. Reparations for the African nations. Reparations for us Africans, they had carried beyond to the Americas and the Caribbean. The time is now, the moment is right. Reparations, we have to get it somewhere, somehow. Never before had a people been treated so badly. Illegally captured and shipped like pack rice. Some thrown overboard like spoilt milk. In filthy conditions, they brought us to the West to be auctioned like art and craft. Only less expensive, less valuable. Never before had a people been treated so badly. Pan plantation, them transport way, separate way. Take man from them woman, take woman from them man, take picnic from them parents. Like dough, them mix way. Like cornmeal, them turn way. Like breadfruit, them roast way. Never before had a people been treated so badly. For almost 400 years, them enslaved way, kill, rape, drape, scrape, whip, rename way, brand way. We were nobody. 16 hours a day, them walk way. One man walk like 3 donkey, and I'll know them not pay away. Them build mansions and palaces, banks and insurance companies, institute legislation for write up them wrongs, teach against we in a history, miseducate we, bring down colonialism, imperialist capitalism, them down pressed way from within and without, them almost drain the blackness out of our skin. Never before had a people been treated so badly. Me said never before had a people been treated so badly. 1838 in the British West Indies, them said them emancipate way. To add insult to shame, them pay them friends, the murderers, rapists, liars and thieves, the same plantation owners, because them said them lose property. Since then, we are charged a course. Some of we still live like in a slavery. Some of we still unsure about who we be. All because never before had the people been treated so badly. So now we want them pay away billions, trillions, and not own the money. Them have to make enough apology and give back all the things them take from we and admit say a lie them are telling a history. Say African people come from monkey. Never before had the people been treated so badly. Reparations for the Africans. Reparations for us Africans. The Caribbean to the Americas and the Caribbean. The time is now. The moment is right. We not give up on our right. Cause never before had the people been treated so badly.
Awesome.
Right.
Yep. Listen, I wrote that one for the reparation movements, because we're seeking our reparations,
Wonderful.
our justice.
Wonderful. Bob Badon,
Yes, yes.
can you,
Yeah, you know what?
send me your poem in an audio clip and I'll put it on our Facebook page.
I could do that. I could send a poem. I have to go find it.
Okay.
Actually, and I could send it to your page or to this page right here.
You can send it directly to me and I'll just post it on the Facebook page so everybody can get the opportunity to hear it. Because it was good, but we heard like every fifth word. You would say the internet wouldn't let you be great.
I am so sorry. Honestly, I really have this whole Teddy Riley thing going on. If you understand, see, Rainmaker probably know what I'm talking about when I said the Teddy Riley thing going on. I thought
Rainmaker's looking like not exactly.
It's the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was kind of weak where I was, so
Yeah.
So that's why I kept on coming in and out. Facebook.com, and I'm so sorry.
It's all good because we got an hour and 45 minutes of you. We just didn't get 15 minutes, but we got an hour and 45 minutes of you. It was excellent. Melanie, go ahead and let's close it out because we are well past 6 o'clock, but we wanted to go ahead and get those last wonderful words in.
Yeah, I really, really want to thank everyone for participating today. Rainmaker, Boab, One God Bidden, thank you for being a part of Live Circle Poets Poetry Sundays. I think because of your contribution, our evening has gone up a bit more higher, and Poetry Sundays we're growing, and I really want to shout out to everyone out there who is a part of the audience and supporting Live Circle Poets. We just really give thanks. We really do give thanks. And continue giving us your support. We are planning to have much more things than just poetry and live Sundays, but more stuff to come in the future. So just want to give thanks. Thank Maya and Nature, who's the elder in Live Circle Poets, always there, always willing, always able. And, everyone out there, Barrington Mitchell, we have Sister Coral, Jamaica Green Grant. We have Sister Kim Burley right here, who has been a tower of strength from the get-go. So,
then my phone just died in the middle of my live. What the heck is going on?
Kim Burley, any last words from you or any parting words for this evening?
Just want to encourage people to come back. We will be here again next Sunday. We will have new artists and new poetry and new words to share. And Mama Yaya, I am going to be rethinking a lot so the word freedom is one that I use, but my poetry name is Redefining Freedom. And I think for conversation, I think that is absolutely appropriate. So I'm going to be rocking my poetry name with pride.
Aye.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Thank you, everybody.
As long
Everybody,
the need.
everybody that has joined us today, thank you so much for being in.
Having us.
We appreciate you. We appreciate Rainmaker and Bob. The internet tried to get in the way, but Bob gave us an hour and 45 minutes of fabulousness. So ha 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 on that. And thank you, Melody, for joining us. We'll see you all later. Everybody enjoy the rest of the day and go into your week in power and peace and prosperity. Peace and blessings to all of you.
Yeah, man. Do give
Love.
thanks. Yes, sir.
Give thanks.
Good night, y'all.
Blessings.
Live Circle Poets. We do give thanks. One love.
No.